So I've just bought Atralia+ Chill because apparently it's a super clone, a super dupe of Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. This one will set you back around £32, whereas 100 mils of this one, £260. But will it smell anything like this luxury fragrance? Come and join me here at Mr. Season's Scent Bar. Let's get this unboxed. Let's see what it smells like. And as usual, at the end of the video, I'll pick my scent of the day. Will it be Atralia+ Chill? Let's find out. Yeah, apparently Atralia brought this fragrance out because it was inspired by Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. Now, I love Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill. It is my favorite fresh fragrance without a doubt. I took this on my travels during the summer and I've put a big dent in the bottle. That's the sad part. And the other sad part is the cost. 260 smackaroonies. It's not cheap, guys, is it? That's for 100 mils. You can save a bit of cash if you go for the 200 ml bottle, but that will set you back crazy, nearly £400. When I heard about this release by Atralia, a house, to be perfectly honest, I've not really heard of, I was quite excited. In fact, I'm very excited because, as I say, I like this one so much. So what we're going to do, we're going to unbox this baby. We're going to check out the bottle, compare them. Then I'm going to spritz them, one on each hand, and then we're going to see how they compare. And just to say something before we do that about dupes and about super clones or inspired by fragrances, and I've got a few. I did some videos on Afnan. I did a video that was relatively successful, an early video on my channel about Liquid Brun, which I consider probably the best dupe in my collection, Parfums de Marly Altair. Almost a one-for-one super clone, if you will. But will this be that? Anyway, enough talking. Oh, and also, just do me a favour, guys. Drop a like, drop a comment, consider subscribing. It would really help grow the channel. And hey, watch the video, and if you don't like it, put a thumbs down. I'm easygoing, guys. I'm easygoing. Right. I'm so buzzing about this. I've actually been feeling a little bit off colour recently, so forgive me. I'm looking a mess. Mrs. Seasons needs to trim this barnet. I need to get a good beard trim. It's all right buying all these luxury fragrances, but I need to take care of how I'm looking. Anyway, right, let's get into this. I always love opening up a new fragrance. The only sad part of it is it never lasts long enough, does it? Once it's open, it's open. Here we go. Don't drop it, whatever you do. Oh, wow. Don't these dupe parfum houses do a great job of the bottle? Check that out. Some gradiated, is that the right word? Gradiated glass. A nice motif. They've even gone to the extent of putting some writing around the top there. It's got loads of detail. The top's a bit like the Initio side effect top. But yeah, they go to a lot of effort. But really, it's not about the bottle. That obviously sets off the tone. It's all about the juice inside, isn't it, guys? Anything special on the bottom? Not really. Just got the label. This is 100 mils. Looks the part. Let's compare them. I do like the Louis Vuitton madcaps. This doesn't have a madcap. That's one observation. If they were really wanting to go to town on it, they would have maybe put a madcap on, but I think madcaps do add a lot to the cost of fragrances. And do please comment on anything that I'm saying, if I'm right or wrong, if you agree or disagree. But yeah, I do like the madcap on Pacific Chill and Louis Vuitton bottles, and Sauvage as well, come to that matter. Beautiful. Right, here comes the moment we've been waiting for. Let's get seasoned. Going to start with Pacific Chill. I'm going to pop it on my right hand, the back of my hand, Just one spray of each to start with. Honestly, one thing I have to say is the opening on Pacific Chill is so uplifting. You've got this beautiful balance of citruses, and what I really like about this particular fragrance is it is a reminiscence of what it says. It's like you're in the Pacific or a warm tropical environment, and you've got that light airiness, and the apricots and the figs are what really, really, really make this particular fragrance one of my favourites. It was either this or Imagination, and I went for this. Do you agree with that? Or would you have gone for Imagination? The only issue with the Louis Vuitton fragrances is longevity, and this is no exception. Don't get great longevity. I found myself having to spritz this on after 2 or 3 hours to top it up, and that was rather frustrating. But hey, it's worth it for that magical hour or two that you get from the opening. Not a huge projector, but it's just a nice, comforting, uplifting fragrance that you want to invigorate yourself. So yeah, that's why I like Pacific Chill. Right, let's move on now to the new one, Atralia+2Fragrance Chill. Let's get this on the back of the other hand, and I'm buzzing. I can't wait to tell you guys, does this stack up? Will I pick one of these as my scent of the day, or will I pick something completely different? Oh, I kind of missed that one a bit. I'll go again. Right, here we go. Now look, it's not the same, but by Jove, it is super, super close. Oh, oh, what? This is a genuine reaction. I've never tried this fragrance. I'm kind of, at the moment, blown away. There are a little subtle differences, a few little couple of things I've noticed. I'm getting that same citrus burst, that uplifting, but it's just maybe not got that apricot and that fig element that I really like in Pacific Chill. But blimey, or maybe it does have apricots, does it? I'll have to look up these notes. I'm going to pop the notes up here for this new Atralia. Let's have a look. That is quite incredible. Come back to me in a second. Yeah, I think it's the blackcurrant that really sort of matches almost one for one on the opening, for sure. Get that same citrus element at the top, but I'm quite good at getting those middle and deep notes quite early on with my big old Nostradamus. And look guys, it's no joke, it's a real thing. This is my Nostradamus, yes. I talk about it a lot, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I get the same citrus notes at the top, the blackcurrants, the lemons, the citruses. But I'm starting, and it's drying down slowly on my skin, starting to detect a little difference, a bit of something. I'm going to come to you in a second with that one. Let it dry down a bit more. Yeah, let it dry down a bit further. And I think I've kind of almost got the gist of these two fragrances now with a bit of the dry down. So the opening is superbly close. It's probably almost one for one, just for the first 10-15 minutes, that magical opening. But as the dry down kicks in, what happens with these super clones, these dupes, is what's kind of happening with this, is it just has a harshness. It doesn't have that refinement. It's got more tea, definitely more tea than I'm picking up, almost reminiscent of the muskiness in the Yulong. And I did a video, literally my last video I think it was, on these two tea fragrances and how closely they resemble each other. And as with the cheaper one, the Armani, the Yulong, with Nishani Wulong Cha X, there's a muskiness to it. Something that doesn't have that elegance, that Je ne sais quoi. Trying to explain it as best I can. But yeah, what am I thinking of it? I still love Pacific Chill. Look, it's got quality in abundance, but it's such a huge, punchy price tag. So would I say your money would be better spent on Atralia's Absolute Chill? Obviously, this is my first wearing of this particular fragrance, and I haven't had it on long enough to know too much about performance, but what I can say is that reportedly it's above average, and that's probably on par with Pacific Chill. They're not great performers. I mean, let's be honest, which citrus fragrances are really that good at performing? Pop that in the comments. I'd love to know. That's something, that is like the $1 million question. Which fresh fragrances actually last long? I guess you could say this fragrance is geared towards those who want that fresh, luxury, uplifting scent and don't want to part with the spondoolies, the cash. And it probably fits that bill. Will I wear this fragrance? That's a big question, even though I have Pacific Chill. Do you know what? Based on what I'm smelling, I probably would. Yes, you do just have that little something that's just missing, that magical final ingredient. What it is, I don't know. I think it's the fig and the apricot. The quality is just not quite there. Pacific Chill just has that. So yeah, it's missing that final element. But what you could do, and I've recommended this in other videos, is layer. And I mean layer in a not a liberal sense as in just put one on and spray the other one on top. What I mean is if you want in one day to wear the expensive stuff, if you're lucky enough to own both, that is, you could wear this and then top it up later in the day with a bit of this. Or if it's still lagging on your clothes, top it up with that the next day. That's perfectly acceptable. I've done that with Creed, Aventus and Club de Nuit Intense Man plenty of times, and it's been quite successful. But if you're not lucky enough to own both, which one would you pick? There's no lying, if you've got a lot of cash knocking around for fragrances, then Pacific Chill is the one to go for. It's always going to be that slight bit better. But if you're not, and you're on a budget, hey, this definitely gets a thumbs up from Mr. Seasons. I would probably say on a percentage scale, about 75% to 80% similar. Pretty darn decent. Gonna do a final test, and that is spritz it on, and I'll see if Mrs. Seasons actually knows what it is. And I'm gonna use it as my scent of the day, so bear with me. I think it's good enough to be used. Not a very good atomizer, and it keeps moving. Yeah, spritzing myself good and proper. And that's the other thing, because it's cheaper, you can do that. That's got to be a good thing. Right, I'm going to grab Mrs. Seasons and see what she says. Right, she's coming. Right, have a sniff, what do you think? Right, smell this. Have a sniff. Right, what do you think?
It's so nice.
What is it?
I know this one. But I can't remember. Ah, damn. That's the Armani.
Armani?
No. That's the Nishani.
Nishani, you're getting closer.
I remember that one.
She remembers it. Now, her Nostradamus isn't particularly great.
I remember. Oh, Pacific Chill.
Pacific Chill?
Yeah.
It smells like Pacific Chill. Come a bit closer.
Yeah, Pacific Chill. So nice.
It's the dupe.
Dupe? No way.
Yeah, that's the dupe. There you go. Mrs. Seasons was convinced it was Louis Vuitton Pacific Chill.
I thought it was Louis Vuitton.
That tells you she's a lady with taste. She thought it was Pacific Chill, and she loves Pacific Chill. There you go. What do I know? But no, I've got a better Nostradamus than Mrs. Seasons. So yeah, there you go. That was a quick video on these two fragrances. One is a luxury fragrance costing £260, there or thereabouts, and the other costing about £32. It's your decision, guys. It's your decision. That's all for now. Bye, Nostradamus, and please do consider subscribing, liking, and commenting if you enjoy this type of content. Bye-bye.